Hello everyone, Namaste all, hope you are doing good at home. In last class we have discussed what is ecosystem, what are the different types of ecosystem, what you mean by abiotic factor, biotic factor, what are their interaction, all those things we have studied. Okay, in today's session we are going to continue that. Again, welcome to the session of biology. I am Suprit Kesi. Let's get started. Okay. In last class, I think we have stopped where we were discussing about the examples of artificial ecosystem or man-made ecosystem. Today we are going to discuss about the characteristic features of man-made ecosystem. Characteristic features of man-made ecosystem. Okay. Characteristic feature of man-made ecosystem. The first and for the most characteristic feature of this man-made ecosystem, that is, it is not showing self-regulatory mechanism. Yes, it is not showing, showing self-regulatory self-regulatory mechanism. What do you mean by this self-regulatory mechanism? See, here mechanism means there should be an interaction of biotic and abiotic factor. All the growth factors, all the yields, or all the interaction in between biotic and abiotic factor should be carried out by the nature. Okay, but in man-made ecosystem, everything is in under control of a man. So it does not showing a self-regulation. It is regulated by a man, not by the nature. Okay, it is not showing self-regulatory mechanism. Everything is controlled by a man. Say take an example of your agriculture field. Okay, everything is in the control of a man. He is going to add pesticide, fungicide, or whatever the nutrient required for the development of a crop, or he is deciding when I should seed the crop, or when should I take the yield. Everything is decided by a human, or anthropogenic activity is dependent on this. So it does not show any self-regulatory mechanism is the first point. Okay, the next one is, this is important, it is showing highest productivity. If you are you are growing some vegetable in your farm, or there is another condition, you are growing a vegetable at your some forest where you are not going to maintain that. Okay, you take a difference between the farm where you are maintaining everything, and take an example of a forest where you have planted the vegetable and you never going to maintain that. There is a difference. Okay, here where you are maintaining the crop in your field, there is a greater productivity, greater will be the yield, but in forest or jungle it will be very less because threats are more. Correct? If you are not maintaining anything, okay, if you are not regulating anything, okay, there will be a threat. Correct? But if you are regulating, all the things are happening in your crop land, crop field, that is particular with any crop plants. Okay, there will be a highest productivity because you are going to monitor that. If any disease is coming, you are going to spray some pesticide or fungicide. Okay, or when you need to add the nutrient to the soil, or how you need to maintain that, all the things you know. Correct? So there will be a greater productivity because of less threats. Okay, the third point, this is very important. Okay, they show simple food chain. Okay, why there is a simple food chain means there is a less diversity of an organism in your particular agricultural field or man-made ecosystem. There will be a less activity of the organism, so we can find a simple food chain. Fourth point is, obviously with respect to your simple food chain, there will be a less diversity. There will be a less, kammi. aita, less diversity means what? Diversity, many organisms with a variation and variability, right? Diversity, there will be a less diversity, kammi organisms irtade, because you are going to maintain that, okay, there is a protection in the particular field, there will be a less diversity of an organism, correct? So it is another characteristic feature of your man-made ecosystem. Another name for man-made ecosystem is a anthropogenic ecosystem or artificial ecosystem. Artificial ecosystem. Okay, fine. Not showing self-regulatory mechanism, highest productivity, show simple food chain, less diversity, and also we can find very minute or negligible amount of your what nutrient cycle. Simple nutrient cycle. Nutrient cycle will be very simple. You can find simple nutrient cycle. Okay, why is simple nutrient cycle? Because everything will be in the control of yourself. You are going to add the nutrients, you are going to decide what should I add, what should I not. So there will be a simple nutrient cycle, because nothing in the control of a nature. Okay, the anthropogenic activities are responsible for this growing a plant in a particular field or your agro lands, etc. So these are the characteristic feature. Okay, I'll tell you once again, not showing self-regulatory mechanism is one of the point, highest productivity will be the second one, show simple food chain will be third one, less diversity is the fourth one, and nutrient cycle will be very simple, that is the fifth point. There is a five, these are the five characteristic feature of an artificial ecosystem. I hope you understood this, and let us migrate to the events happening in the ecosystem. That will be very interesting. Okay, please be in a line. We'll see that. What are the events that is occurring or taking place in ecosystem? Events. What are the events taking place in ecosystem? This is so simple, my dear students. Events. Okay, events are taking place in ecosystem. Events taking place in ecosystem. What are the events taking place in ecosystem? Okay. However, there will be an interaction between biotic factor, abiotic factor, correct? Yes, biotic factor and abiotic factor interaction generally you can see in an ecosystem. Here the first event is happening is the production, correct? There will be a production. How there is a production? See, there is a conversion of inorganic matter into organic matter by means of a photosynthesis reaction. Okay, there will be a conversion. I use this. There will be a conversion of inorganic matter into organic matter. Inorganic matter into organic by means of a photosynthesis, by means of photosynthesis. Okay, give me a reaction which is denoting the conversion of inorganic to organic. I'll write here, my dear students. You take carbon dioxide, okay, you take water, fine, these are the inorganic compounds. Yes, this will give you the organic one. Can you give me the example of organic by using this? It will be a simple sugar, C6H12O6, okay, a simple sugar. Okay, then what is left behind? O is left behind, correct? There will be a liberation of oxygen gas too, right? No? Yes, there will be a liberation of oxygen gas too. Let us balance this. 6 carbon dioxide, 6 water will give rise to 1 glucose and 6 O2. 6 O2, sorry, this is 12, this should be 12, right? This should be 12 plus 12, correct, no? Oxygen gas is evolved there, oxygen gas is evolved there, fine. See, this is very simple process. Carbon dioxide and water will be inorganic, that is give rise to your simple sugar, organic. Right now we have a definition that conversion of inorganic to organic by means of a photosynthesis procedure. This is holds good, no? Exactly, this is the right reaction. First event is a conversion of inorganic into organic, right? No? Yes. The next thing is there will be a conversion of inorganic to organic. This is the reaction. You have a oxygen gas will be evolved here. Then next step is conversion. The already inorganic will be converted into organic one. We have a glucose. This will be consumed by another category of an organism called heterotrophs. So here you must write producers being eaten by heterotrophs, being eaten by heterotrophs. Heterotrophs are the group of organism which is dependent on your producer. Producer are the organism which can convert inorganic into organic by means of a photosynthesis reaction. Fine. The next point is producers being eaten by heterotrophs. So what do you mean by this? There is a transfer of energy from one tropical region to another tropical. I'll explain this. Okay. Take this sentence. There is a movement of athava there is a transfer of energy from one tropical level to another tropical level. Talelitkolli, there is a transfer of energy from one tropical level to another, tropical level. I'll explain what you mean by tropical level. Okay, there is a transfer of energy from one tropical level to another tropical level. What do you mean by tropic level, sir? Namige ade gottilla, neevu enenu heltidiri anta you can ask me, no? Same idea, students, sir. Tropic level is a group of organism. Aita, it is a group of an organism having the same source of food. Same source of food. Hey, sir, what do you mean by that? See, there you take a plant. Aita, you take a plant utilizing solar radiation, they are going to convert inorganic into organic. Now they are one group of organism. We are all heterotrophs. We consume plant. Why we are consuming plant? Because it is a source of nutrition for us, for our survival. Right now we become another group of organism. Plants are one tropic level, we are another tropical level. Fine. Plants are one tropical level, we are another tropical level. There is a transfer of energy from one tropical level to another tropical level. Why there should be a transfer of energy, sir? You take plant makle, okay. Plant will produce their own food. Fine. A small amount of their own preparation they will be utilize that. What about us? We require energy. That energy comes from your food. We are depending on the plant for the food. Right? Like that. The plants are known to be the autotrophs, we are known to be the heterotrophs. These are the events taking place in the ecosystem. I forgot one thing. Okay. Fine. This is the third point. I can write a fourth point where be in a line. Yes, here. Fourth point. When we heterotrophs are undergoes a process of death, yavaga ನಾವು ಸಾಯ್ತೇವೆ, okay, we become dead bodies, fine, okay, we are start to decomposing, no, right, we are now ಕೊಳೆತೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. That is because of the presence of some decomposers in the soil. Okay, when any animal body or plant body undergoes death, there will be a decay process, nothing but decomposition process, that is carried out by decomposers, so that whatever the organic matter we have, that is get back to your soil or source as inorganic one. Plant will convert inorganic into organic, right? Yes, so that we build our body, our biomass. Now yavaga saitave, all the organism which can decompose our body can convert our organic matter into inorganic. So this is a cycle, organic into inorganic, inorganic into organic. This is a cycle. Fine, this is the events of your ecosystem. Let us discuss again events in our pond ecosystem. That is very interesting. Pond ecosystem. Be in a line, don't go anywhere. Pond ecosystem. What are the things are happening in pond ecosystem? Pond ecosystem. I am not specifying this pond ecosystem whether that is naturally made or artificially made. Nange adu beda. Okay, I just want to discuss what is happening in this pond ecosystem. My dear students, just imagine this is a pond. See, very beautiful pond here, correct? Okay, this is a pond. Fine. In this pond I have very big fish. Okay, I have a very, very big fish, and even I have a very small fish, small fish. Together I have a frog, I have a snake. Okay, at this bottom line, see, this is the bottom of the pond. Here I have a small microbes helping for the decomposition. Okay, at the surface of water, see, this is the surface of water. I have floating plants. Okay, some submerged plants also I have. Along with that I have marginal plants. Here see, this is a marginal plants, side ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು, pond ನ side ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು marginal plants. Okay, ಇಷ್ಟಿದೆ. Okay, ಅದರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ I have a small patches of algae here. Algae, blue green algae or cyanobacteria. Blue green algae ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. Okay, this is a pond, normal pond. This is a very stable pond, my dear students. Just imagine, this is a stable pond. I have a sun here that is giving solar radiation input for this pond, so that the plants, whatever the plants we have here, either whether this is a blue green algae, floating plants, submerged or marginal, anything, okay, they utilize solar radiation. Okay, they start to undergo the process of photosynthesis, start to producing their own food. Now these plants are known to be the producers, right? Here you see a small fishes we have, or zooplanktons we have. Okay, those zooplanktons or fishes will be going to eat these plant as a source of nutrition. They become consumer. Okay, again there is a big fish here that is going to eat a small fish. It is known to be the secondary consumer. Okay, this big fish that is being eaten by some of the other organism, it is known to be the third tertiary consumer. When the time comes, they undergoes death. Okay, then all the microbes that is living in the bottom area start to do the activity. Okay, what activity? Decomposition. These are the decomposers. This is a set of procedure, or the set of step by step procedure happening in the pond ecosystem. Fine. Let us migrate into functional components of ecosystem. In last class we have discussed that, no? I think I have written here 4 functional components. We'll see. Okay. Functional components. What are those functional components? My dear students, in last class, I have written here the functional components of ecosystem. First one is productivity. Alva, do you remember that? Productivity. The second one is decomposers. Decomposers. Third one is energy flow. Energy flow. Fourth one is a nutrient cycle. Nutrient cycle. Okay, wait a second, I close the door and come. Okay, first one is productivity, second one decomposer, third one energy flow, fourth one is a nutrient cycle. In the first aspect, that is productivity is nothing but producing something, okay, that is helping for the survival of another organism and even ourselves too. Generally, the primary place goes to plant. Obviously, plants are going to form the food by means of photosynthesis procedure. Okay, nothing but the conversion of inorganic into organic matter. Fine. Okay. When I say productivity, okay, more scientifically if I want to talk, I have 2 concepts there. One is a primary productivity. Second one is a secondary productivity. So simple it is. Primary productivity. Second one is a secondary productivity. Primary productivity and secondary productivity. Okay. Productivity is nothing but amount of formation of your organic matter by the organisms in general. If I want to talk very scientifically, I have 2 terms. I should mean this 2 terminologies: primary productivity, secondary productivity. What do you mean by primary productivity, sir? What do you mean by secondary productivity, sir? Okay. Primary productivity, it is the amount of organic matter that is prepared by the plants by means of photosynthesis per unit area, per unit time. I'll write the definition here. I hope you can see this. Primary productivity. For primary productivity, I am writing a definition. Okay, it is a amount of organic matter that is produced by the plants means of photosynthesis, per unit area, per unit time, per unit area, per unit time. This is your primary productivity. It is the amount of organic matter produced by the plants by means of photosynthesis per unit area per unit time. That is your primary productivity. Secondary productivity means secondary productivity, it is a available biomass or organic matter. It is a available biomass or organic matter by the heterotrophs. I'll tell you this. See, there is a plant community. They are able to produce their own food by means of photosynthesis. It comes under primary productivity. When another group of organism going to eat this, okay, they become heterotrophs, no? Okay. When these heterotrophs are being eaten by some other organism, then what are the organic matter this heterotrophs already have? Okay, that is known to be the secondary productivity. Available biomass, that is available biomass, the amount of available biomass by the herbivores, that is known to be the secondary productivity. Fine. Okay. Then I should quote this another. There is something called GPP and NPP. GPP and NPP. We'll see that. GPP and NPP. What is that? GPP, NPP. I don't know. We'll see that. Okay. GPP and NPP. GPP and NPP. Board is clear, no? GPP and NPP. GPP and NPP. GPP and NPP. Okay. GPP means, I'll expand this, gross primary productivity. Gross primary productivity. What do you mean by gross primary productivity? We'll see. You take an organism, say a green plant. It is utilizing sunlight by means of photosynthesis procedure that will produce an amount of biomass. Correct? That is known to be the GPP. Nothing but the amount of biomass or organic matter produced by the plants by means of photosynthesis is called GPP. The whole set. However, how much will be it is? Okay, that much of content being prepared by the plants by means of photosynthesis is known to be the GPP, gross primary productivity. Okay. What about NPP? I'll tell you this. When a plant is going to prepare a food by means of photosynthesis procedure, the whole amount of food what it is containing, with that a small portion, a small content will be utilized by the plant itself for respiration process, for respiration. Okay. When I take GPP whole, production mass, this is a whole production mass. Okay, say I have, this is a GPP, whole production mass. When a plant produce this GPP, okay, and small portion of GPP is being utilized by the plant as a respiration, then whatever the content left behind will be the NPP. Okay, I'll tell you this. GPP minus R equal to NPP. Nothing but gross primary productivity means a plant will utilize all the resource from the nature and they start to produce their own food, and the whole content what it is containing, okay, with that a small portion will be utilized by the plant itself as a respiration. The amount whichever left behind, the remaining amount from a GPP after being used as a respiration, whatever the left behind amount we have, okay, that is NPP, nothing but available biomass or organic matter for the next trophic level. For next trophic level, that is your NPP. If I subtract GPP, subtract R from GPP, I'll get NPP. Gross primary productivity minus R equal to NPP. R means it is a respiration. Respiration. Okay, fine. This is about your productivity. When you take a biosphere, when you talk about the biosphere, okay, the whole production of this food or the organic matter will be equal to 700 billion tons. 700 billion tons approximately in our biosphere. Okay, production of a food in our biosphere nearly equal to 700 billion tons. Generally these organic matter or biomass will be measured as a weight, okay, or in energy, weight or energy. This is about the productivity. I think time is over now. In next class we are going to discuss about the decomposition in a detailed way. That is very important for the sake of board exam. We'll see that. That is a very beautiful chapter. I hope you are doing good and you are safe at home. Okay. Let us continue the chapter in next class. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Thank you.